Hey, so as you can see, I changed up the presentation just a tiny bit here with this marble backdrop. Really getting fancy, huh? Not really so much my intention to get fancy, but I realized as I'm doing this, I need a masking back there. And I was just going to make a solid black box, but then I was like, well, since I got to put a box there anyway, the easiest way to do it is with an image. If it's going to be an image, why not make it something fancy? So black marble I went with. What do you guys think? I also updated the semi-wide uh, streaming what are these scene that I use for um, Game Boy Advance and Sega Master System, which is for stuff that's like 8 by 5 or 8. I don't know what the aspect ratio is on that shit, but it's weird. Um, anyway, yeah, I've been playing the arcade version of this. Like I said in the description, it's been kicking my ass, and I've been yearning for those simpler days of playing it on the Genesis. The Genesis version does suffer a little bit from pan and scan, as you can see here, where it scrolls up and down. The arcade game does not do that. It doesn't really make the game any more difficult or anything, though. The graphics are very close to the arcade game. There's some stuff that's definitely missing, though. And that's because this doesn't have very much memory. I think it's like it's probably like a 4 megabit cartridge, 4 or 5. Um, it was one of the earliest third-party games I think it was one of the earliest third-party games on the Genesis in the US. It's one of the first ones I rented, and probably the first shooter I rented before Whip Rush. After Thunder Force 2, of course. Um, and I've already streamed Whip Rush. That's an excellent game as well, and it also uses a weapon switching mechanic. But otherwise feels more like a Thunder Force game. It's an interesting one. You can control your speed like in Thunder Force, and it's got parts where you go underwater and stuff like that. So it's got a bit of a techno soft vibe. The music's not there though. It's not bad or anything. It's just not techno soft. This game sounds great. I like the arcade game's music a lot anyway. And it is very, very challenging. But I can usually get about to this level, which I want to say is like the 4th level, with some practice. But I don't have any practice except for playing the arcade game, which is so insanely hard. And I've only been playing it for like a day, and it's so insanely hard that I don't think it matters at all. But here's all the options. The only thing we're changing is rapid fire. I don't even know what the buttons are. They don't tell you. Rock and roll. So that's a bomb. They added a bomb. I don't think the arcade game has a bomb, does it? If it does, I'm completely missing out on it. Alright. Well, now we know the buttons. Maybe. This looks quite a bit different than the arcade game, actually. Like this is green instead of brown, for example. Oh, and you get this weird little satellite. That's not like in the arcade game either. Yeah, the arcade game's hard as hell compared to this. I think there's a shield you can get now that I'm thinking about it. Again, arcade game does not have any shielding. Doesn't have any of this crap. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, and this is the part where they just decide to straight up blind you. This is not in the arcade game either. It's white background, it's just awful. You know, I've never played the PC Engine game, and I should really give it a comparison. I'm curious to know which one's better. I feel like it's a given that this is going to be the better game. Like, I hate to say that, because it's a CD-ROM game on PC Engine, but is there a single Toaplan game, CD-ROM or not, that's better on PC Engine than on Megadrive? I don't think there is. I'm going to be straight up honest with you, I don't think that exists. I had once said, not too long ago, that there were no arcade ports of any shmups on the PC Engine that were better than their Mega Drive counterparts, but I've changed my mind on that. I do think that Super Darius 2 is better than Sagaea. It pains me to admit that, because I love Sagaea, and I've always had that game, and, you know, grew up with it, and rented it a whole bunch all the time, and loved it. But, man, cannot deny how awesome the CD-ROM game is there. So maybe it's the same thing with Hellfire. Maybe the CD-ROM version is just badass. This thing will not die. I feel like that was harder to kill than in the arcade. It took more hits. And I used my bombs and everything. By the way, this is my high score right here in the arcade, 88,000 something. I have a video of it. I'll upload it if I can't do better. I hope I can do better though, because I died right around here. And that put me in 36th place at the time that I scored it. Fucking shit. And if I post an old video because I've been trying to beat the score, but didn't, I'll check the standings again and I'll put it in the comments and be like, this was 36th at the time it was done. It's, you know, current standing is 47th or whatever. Man, that gets pretty nuts. It's pretty nutso. Didn't quite beat the high score. Oh, we still have a chance. Just barely. As barely as you can. That's a rough go. That's my start. So, continues. We don't do that. That's against our religion. Actually, I do continue sometimes. Like in the aforementioned Darius. Darius games are unplayable. I continues. Darius games are unplayable. Period. I will say that, like, this background doesn't extend, and maybe I should make one that's just a full 16:9 and drop it under everything. Well, that won't work. There has to be a hole for the video. I don't know anything about making these scenes for OBS. And this is not a request for anyone's services. I have literally no money. Please do not. Please do not. But, anyway. When I do, like, vertical screen arcade games, there's still going to be a lot of just black box, pillar boxing to the right of the strip of marble. And that, that's fine. It'll probably look alright. Hell, maybe we'll try it out this afternoon. Maybe I'll come up with an excuse to play a vertical game that is 3-4. I think I like the arcade synth better than the Genesis. I mean, it's a good translation of it, but I don't think it's not perfect. The arcade is a little more complex sounding. It's probably missing a few channels here. Gets the gist though, for sure, and is still a very cool sounding shooter. There's a little dude down there. Can I interact with him? Anybody know what the hell that is? That's the first time I've ever seen that. Only been playing this game for forever, and I don't think I've ever noticed a little dude before. That's a new one. Fuck. I hit it at least once. It's taking forever. So my satellite continues to hit it even when I can. It's still taking forever. There we go. Oh yeah, easier than the mid boss, actually, I thought, but could be because I'm wicked powered up. There might be some handicapping going on in the difficulty. Might have been cranked up because I was powered up. Maybe not, though. These guys really do shoot like that all the time. Well, damn. I feel like I should maybe take the top path. I don't know. Oh, man. These guys will die, right? Yeah, they do die. I'm a suspicious person, that's why I'm aiming behind me. I do not trust any of these assholes. It looks like I need to be aiming in every direction right now. That's the option I'm going with. Highly profitable area. Ah! That's a really tough area to get through. That looks rough. Not exactly what I meant to do, but hey, I'm just mashing buttons over here, guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. 20 credits too. They just let you go. Why have 20 credits? What's even the point of that? Why not just do free play? 20 credits, free play, same shit, right? Maybe that's just on easy. Maybe they cut it down to like 10 on normal and 3 on hard or something. Because they think that that's for getting through the game. I don't know. I wouldn't play this to get through the game. I'd play this for score because it's fun. And I can make it pretty far after a while, usually. I'm not saying I will today. Maybe we won't see past the second level, but I usually make it like four levels, maybe 5 levels into this game. I put some time into it before last time I played it. That's why I had a lot of practice, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago when I did this. I really like this game a lot. Like, way more than I did when I was young, because it's not really that flashy. Like, the graphics on this aren't really all that intense or anything. The music's good, but it's not like Thunder Force good. So it didn't like blow my mind back then. And hitting the button to switch guns seemed so clunky to me. I was just like, this is crappy. But like, it's not really clunky. It's a certain amount of exactly clunky to fit the game or whatever. It's a really well tuned game because that's what Toaplan do is really well tuned games. And this console version is enhanced in a lot of ways. It makes it easier, which is good. It's good that it's easier. It's such a nightmare before. Anyway, I'm gonna let this roll for just a second. I'll take a quick break here, and I'll be right back. Thanks for watching Hellfire. I'm really leaning towards maybe just doing the TurboGrafx or PC Engine version of this game this afternoon. It did not get a TurboGrafx release. I bet the PC Engine one is closer to the arcade in some ways. I bet it doesn't have all this weird stuff with the satellite and the energy field. But who knows? Maybe it does. Anyway, I'll be back. Thanks for watching. wire on this is getting frayed. I need to start a Patreon. Buy me some wires. Wires and like, I don't know. What do I need? A bunch of video game shit. I guarantee I'll spend it all on video game shit. It's my solemn promise to you. And things directly related to making that happen. Yeah, I lost my shield immediately. Nice. Good job. I can't believe I survived that shit. Terrifying. That's become quite a little nightmare zone when you're powered down. Serious Gradius syndrome is part of the level. You don't want to mess around. Solution: do perfect next time. Don't let this happen. It's these worst parts when it's going poorly, though. That's where the real practice gets in. Wind sounds crazy outside. I wonder how crazy it is. Let me look and see. So yeah, the actual purpose of this backsplash that I've added with the marble here is, obviously this is being streamed from a 16:9 source and then forcing it into a 4:3 window. So things can creep outside of this screen, and there may be cases where I'd want to, and I can just mute the background if I need to. Like if I want to do, for example, there's a feature in RetroArch where you can make the control inputs display. So if that's something you guys wanted, if anyone ever wants to request that, to see my control inputs on a game or whatever, I could make that happen, I guess. I've experimented with it before. I think, not sure if this is on YouTube. It may be too old. It may be on Twitch or something from way back in the day, but I did do it with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fighting game that's on the Super Nintendo. I just experimented with the show inputs feature. I think that was a long time ago, and I think that was probably on Twitch. I should stream those Power Rangers games again. The first two that Natsume did for the Super Nintendo are actually good games. Especially the second one, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. It uses a two-plane thing, kind of like Guardian Heroes did later. Shield rise. There's a little person dancing around down there. It's weird. Come on. I think that hits since it goes through everything, right? I can't believe I kept my shield there. I really thought I got hit at the end. A little bit of slowdown there. Ooh, lost my shield. This is scary. There's my shield back. And lost a shield. And I'm dead. I need to get better at this part for sure. This is where I've been struggling. Nope. Nope. That way then. I don't know why we headed this way. You bastard. Piece of shit. Well, damn. If the fight's gonna go on for a million years, I'm not gonna live. And that's the way it's gonna be when you're not powered up. I'm really struggling with that part. Got past it once today, as you can see. Can get a lot further if I do. $80 points for the bonus, huh? You guys are too generous. I think this is some sort of progressive bonus system, that way each one's worth more. I don't know. It feels like after a little while you just start getting 10,000 point bonuses all the time. Yeah, 80, 160. I think it doubles until it hits a certain value. Then it switches to 10,000. Get off the right side of the screen, turd. I did so many smart things there, like not dying for bonus points. It was trying to be tricky by like going the farthest weapon away from the one I was on all the time, but I got the pattern down, so I just kept switching through them that way. This is going pretty well so far. Probably the safest option here. You piece of shit. Gosh. I guess I could try using one of these 7 missiles that I have at some point. I keep forgetting they're there because I don't think that they even exist in the arcade game. Oh god. This is awful. Again, don't ever die in this game. It's as bad as Gradius, just don't ever die. Damn. Alright, well, that was awesome. I'll be back in a minute, and we'll do some more Hellfire. And for later this afternoon, if anyone has a preference, let me know. We could do Hellfire on the PC Engine CD-ROM, which I've never seen before. We could do a different Sega Genesis shmup, or a different PC Engine shmup, or just something else for score. That's probably the direction I'm going to go. Oh, I guess I'll mention this too, because I said I was going to do Fightcade today. I still don't think I'm really set up for that. I'd really like to find a way to wire this PC before I start trying to do a lot of Fightcade. So I don't think I'm going to do that yet. I need a few more. I need a bit more offline experimenting to get that working right. But that is part of why I did the masking on the background now, is to keep the image contained when I do Fightcade. That'll be part of that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, here we go with some more Hellfire for the Sega Genesis. Like I said, I think in the description, I think this is the second Toaplan shmup that got ported right after Truxton. A game that I love, of course. And I have streamed it. Check it out. Got pretty into the arcade game not too long ago, too. It's just so hard. It's such an insanely hard game. It's not in an unfair way, just in that you have to be extremely skilled kind of way. That's how Toaplan do. Don't like that. Almost none of that hit. That's awesome. Oh, this run's screwed, man. That's always the case, though. That's like never not been true. If I get a high score, that next run's not going to be a high score. Not only is it not going to be a high score, it's going to be really bad. Anybody know why that is? Does anybody else have that problem, for one thing? I mean, there's obvious reasons why dying causes me to die again. Because of the way the games are designed. And also because of psychology. Because even games that aren't designed like that. Billy Mitchell, God bless his soul, has said that the first thing that he does when he dies, in an interview about Pac-Man, he was saying that the first thing that he does when he dies is die again. Which, I mean, yeah, the way it goes, man. But yeah, I wonder if he has the same problem as when he gets, well, after he tape records one of his high scores. I wonder if generally though, do other people feel like when they get a high score that the run after the high score is a very bad one usually, like that it doesn't go well. Things didn't go well this time. I might need to be a little more careful with how many speed icons I pick up. That does get a little ridiculous, and I would definitely say in that last death that was speed. Like that was speed killing me. I just did not have good control of my ship. I flew right into something because I had too much speed. I think maybe 2 is exactly what you want to collect. 2 or 3, not like go crazy on it. Toaplan varies a whole lot on that, by the way. Some of their games it gets too fast, some of them it doesn't. And in the insane case of Truxton, you just have to get all the speed and deal with it being too fast so that you can get as many points as possible. Other games that they've made though, like Firehawk, it's not an issue at all. You can collect all the speed, it caps out after a few, and then starts giving you points, and you're as fast as you'll go, and it's great. That's like the speed you'd want to be. So it really depends on the game with them. Like yeah, maybe that's the speed where I'd want to stop grabbing them. Not why I died at all, but it's gonna take me a second to get back in the swing of things. It looks like. I want to say, yeah, a few years ago when I streamed this on Twitch, maybe I spent a lot more time on it. I don't know, but I certainly practiced it a lot before I played it instead of not at all. But I do think I broke 1,000,000 points, maybe, and I made it to like the 4th or 5th level. I think it takes quite a bit of practice for me to get that good, though. So I don't know. Also on easy though, yeah. Oops. That's probably the last speed power up I want, right? So let's try and keep that in mind. I should be able to control this pretty well. Might be one too many, but I don't know. There's a lot more of these dancers appearing every time, which is interesting. I don't know what that means necessarily. Does anybody know anything about the dancers? None of that was hitting. Alright, let's see if we can line this up. Oh, that's so stupid. It's going terrible, this run. Alright, we got a few more attempts we can make here. Just die, please. Before this crap starts, yes. God, just goes on forever. What the hell? Why is that such a long fight sometimes? Like, I was powered up, kind of, mostly. What the hell? Yeah, that sucks. There we go. Still a rough one. I keep getting the bonus in the worst spot. Like it's a self-perpetuating problem. There we go. Finally on the 10Ks, but not nearly as many points as can be earned there, as we've seen. Should be like 300 something thousand coming out of that. This is probably really the way to go here. And again, this is something you can do in the console version. This is the slowdown generated by this weapon, especially when it's powered up. Just really helps with some of these trickier segments. Just doing the old Gradius 3 method of survival through slowdown. Especially if you grab too many speed power-ups like I most certainly have. as always. And again, I'm just going to leave it on. In the arcade, you'd probably want to switch guns a lot here, but I'm not. Because this is the one that's going to provide me with the most slowdown, which helps. That's a bitch. Well, that's just shitty. Although I was doing it closer to the right way that last time, like where I gave it some room to see, maneuver through as safely as I can, and then have like a little bit of space between me and what's shooting at me. Then again, maybe it's more of a blow it up before it gets on the screen kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Who's NCS? Is that who did the port? They did a fine job. I actually really mean that too. I think this is a much better port than... Although they did a little bit of enhancement to it, so which Slapfight also has, but put in a separate mode. I don't know how you feel about that. Maybe you want like a more pure arcade experience without the satellite and shield and bomb. But yeah, it's quite a bit of modernization to this game in a way, I guess. Alright, let's give it another go here. What time is it? Yeah, I got time for like one more maybe, and then I'm going to take a break, and then after lunch I'll do another stream, some other shooter probably, or something. I don't know. I'm going to wing it. I may do the PC Engine version of this. I probably will look at the PC Engine version of this as soon as I jump off, and maybe make a decision about that. So, see if it's worth playing. Maybe it is. Sorry. All right. There's got to be some sort of handicapping that makes those so difficult when you're powered up. I often feel like the bosses are easier when I'm not powered up, which is insane. Because everything else in the game is fucking wackadoo when you're not. Like, to a degree that's unplayable, almost, depending on which part you're on. Like, there's very, very little room for my ship there. If you die, it gets gradiused out so fast. Yeah. That was my worst run today, I think. I don't want to go out on my worst run. Come on. Let's try one more time, I guess. There's a bunch of NES shooters we can do too. I haven't done Legendary Wings, or there's a bunch of games probably. Nintendo version of Dragon Spirit. Ah, god damn it! Yeah, Dragon Spirit's pretty good. I think I did do a little bit of Gunsmoke on some other stream. But it's good enough to like deserve its own stream for sure. Gun Knack, which I talk about a lot, that's a good one. Fucking, oh yeah, shield for a second. Fun. And the hell starts. This is like, it's like it decides it doesn't want to die, and then it does this shit, and then I'm screwed. This is basically the way this goes sometimes. If it starts the spray shot, I've got moments to live, because that's such a hard pattern for me to avoid. And usually when it does that, it means that it's in its super extra damage mode, where it can take way more damage than normal. I don't know why. It's got to be a handicapping thing, but I'm having a hard time lining it up with how powered up I am and stuff. So I don't quite know what's going on there, but it almost feels like a backwards difficulty curve on bosses, where like being powered up makes it harder until I'm a certain amount of power, like unless I'm fully powered up, in which case it's easier. I don't know. I'm gonna let it go from here. I'm clearly not trying at this point. I'm just running out this last life. But I think I got in the best run I'm gonna get in this morning, probably already. I'm gonna have to come back to this at some point. I always say that this is a game that like is actually in the rotation. So it's something I really like, and I can do a lot better. I can make it several levels further than I have. I just didn't today, because it takes practice, but I probably will swing right back around to this. And I know I said that about Unreal as well. Unreal I probably won't get right back to, but that's like, there's a lot there to look at, so we'll play some more Unreal at some point. This weekend streams are going to be Sonic Mania and Bloody Roar 4, but during the week it's mostly going to be shooters, probably for 8 and 16-bit consoles mostly. That's what I'm feeling right now, so that's kind of what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll be back with some more soon, here in about an hour. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.